welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be doing a full face of Joah Cosmetics. I had actually bought this a while ago and it's been sitting here for a while. I'm missing a few things and that's probably why I didn't do it so far. And so I thought, why not take a break from whatever's going on around us, and what better way of doing that than just play with makeup. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we get into the video, as usual, please don't forget to subscribe and also don't forget to hit that notification bell. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing I'm going to try today is this Blur Activator Primer, and it is infused with camellia oil. And its name actually kind of attracted me to this because it said Blur Activator, and I felt like, it's going to blur out all my pores and stuff. So let's go ahead and open this up. So I'm just going to take a couple of pumps of this onto my fingers, and I'm going to start applying it right from the center of my face. It feels very oily. I'm just going to work it in, and I'm going to actually take this all over my face because I really feel like I have too much product. So it does feel like it did fill in my pores. I was maybe expecting a little bit more, but I was definitely not expecting it to be so oily. But it feels really nice on the skin, so let's see how it goes. Now next we have is this foundation drop, and it says it's a natural finish. I'm using this in the shade Toffee. Now if I do remember correctly, this was like the darkest shade they had. So it looks like a pretty good shade, but let's see. I feel like that's a really good match, so I'm going to take my beauty blender and apply this all over my face. It's applying on very smoothly. It feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. Now it might be a little too dark for me, I see that, and it is oxidizing quite a bit. Now regardless of the color, let's talk about how it looks on the skin. And I feel like it looks really good on the skin. It's not super full coverage, but it is not light coverage. It is a pretty good coverage, I would say. Now for my concealer, I actually saw that they had a brightener, so I picked this up. I'm going to take the brightener and I'm going to twist it off until I get some product. I'm going to, okay, so that is very light, so I'm not going to use this. And then I saw that they had a concealer, so I also picked that up, and this was in the shade medium. Now, as far as the concealer goes, it has a brush top, but when I opened it, it was kind of already coming out. I'm going to take that, and this is also very light, but we're going to make this work. And then I'm going to pick up some product with this brush because I feel like there's a lot of product. I'm just going to pick this up on the brush. So I'm going to take this brush and start blending it out. I'm actually going to take some. This applicator is not my favorite because there's a lot of product coming out and then there's no product coming out. So I'm just picking it up on the same brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and highlight with this. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender and start blending it out and see if I can just make it work. It's blending out nicely though. The formula is really, really nice. It's creamy. Now before I go ahead and set the eyes, I'm actually going to take this liquid lipstick, and I'm using this in the shade Cherry Tart, and I'm going to take some of it on the back of my hand, and then using a brush, I'm going to just apply this on the apples of my cheeks. Now I know it looks a little harsh, but what we're going to do is we're going to pick up our beauty blender and go right over it. And then I feel like it looks really, really natural. It looks really nice. And I didn't really take a lot of product on the back of my hand. I feel like my face looks very glowy. I don't know if it's the foundation, if it's the primer. It looks really, really glowy. Next, I have the setting powder, and this is called Selfie Ready. I do have this in two shades. I have a peach one, and then I have the banana one. I wasn't sure which one to use because I was really looking for a pink powder, but I usually use the yellow one. So I was like, let me try both. So I'm actually going to take the peach one. So I'm going to make sure that there's no creases under my eyes, and then I'm going to take some of this powder and set on one side and see how that goes. And then I'm just going to take a brush and brush the excess off. I feel like this powder is so fine. So this is what it looks like once we set it with the banana powder. Now I'm going to go onto the other side And I'm going to take this peach powder and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now, it actually doesn't matter which powder you use. They both, I feel like, don't do a really good job. I don't really like either one of them. I'm going to pick up some of that powder on this fluffy brush and just set the rest of my face. It's a very messy powder. I probably will not reach out for it again. Now, just to set this powder, because it is super fine and is all over the place, I'm going to take the Selfie Ready Setting Mist, and this is their Dewy Setting Mist, and I'm going to apply this all over my face. Now, the setting mist actually feels really nice on the skin, and it is very fine, which is also really nice. So I definitely like this. Now, next to fill in my eyebrows, I'm going to use this brow pencil, and this is in the shade Ebony. Now, this pencil does come with a spoolie, which is also really nice. I'm going to take the spoolie side of it and just brush through my hair. And then I'm going to take the pencil side of it and start filling it in. I actually really like this eyebrow pencil. It feels really nice. The color is really nice. It's really nice. I do really like the eyebrow pencil. It does perform well. It looks really nice. Next, I'm going to take this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. And I'm just going to go ahead and warm up my face with this because I feel like I'm missing some shape. Now, next for my eyes today, I'm going to take this gel eyeliner, and this is in the shade Blackest Black. And I'm just going to trace the shape of my eye very, very close to my lashes. I'm also going to run this on my waterline. This is really, really nice. I really like the pigment on here, and it is really easy to use. And then I'm just going to take this Morphe 408 and I'm going to smoke it out. I'm actually going to pick up a little bit more of that bronzer and I'm going to just run it in my crease, only because I feel like I need some kind of a shadow there. Now for my mascara today, I actually picked up this mascara, and this is the Ultra Volume Mascara. They actually had like 3 or 4 different kinds, and I felt like I'm always looking for volume in my mascara, so I picked this one up. So I'm going to go ahead and apply 2 coats of this. I actually really like the mascara. This is 2 coats of mascara, and I feel like it gave me like a really, really good volume. Now the formula on here is almost like that Tarte formula, the little bit drying one, the Big Ego mascara. And it is really nice. I actually really like this. I'm actually going to take a little bit of this mascara and apply it just on the lower lashes. Now I'm going to take the liquid lipstick that we used for our blush, and this is in the shade Cherry Tart. This color is actually really, really pretty, but I feel like I need to use a lip liner with this. So I'm going to take the setting spray one more time and spray this all over my face. I'm going to take a little bit of this highlighter from Physicians Formula, and I'm going to apply this on the tops of my cheeks. But let's go ahead and talk about the products that we used today. Starting with the primer that we used, I feel like the primer was really good. I did felt like it was a little oily at first, but it did held on to the foundation. I was actually afraid that it's going to make my foundation break up because it was just a little too oily, but you know what? It looks really nice, so I'll definitely keep on using this. Now for the foundation, I feel like the foundation looks really good. You know, it didn't break up. It looks really nice. It looks very natural. It actually doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin, so I really actually like the foundation. Now for the concealer, I feel like the concealer wasn't the best, but it was also not the worst. I am kind of not sure about this. I might give it a try one more time before I make up my mind. Now, same thing goes with the brightener. I feel like I have to try it one more time before I make up my mind. On the other hand, these setting powders, I feel like I probably will never reach for these again. I feel like they were such a waste of money. You know, they were very, very fine. And it first not only made a mess, but it didn't really do a good job setting my eye as well. And I feel like if it's not going to work with its own concealer, it's probably not going to work with any other concealer because usually the stuff from same brand really works well together. So I probably will not be reaching out for this again. Now the eyebrow pencil I feel like did do a good job, you know. It did have a pretty decent amount of coverage. It didn't feel very heavy. It's a really, really good eye pencil actually. You know, it kind of reminds me of Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I have to try it a few more times to make up that mind, but it kind of does remind me of that. Now, this gel liner is actually really, really good. This is probably one of my favorite things out of the whole thing today. It is so pigmented, it blended out really nicely. And once it was set, it was set. And I actually really like this because it didn't bleed off from the top waterline to the bottom waterline. And it kind of stayed in place, which is really, really good. And it's hard to find that. And I will definitely keep on using this. It is a really, really nice product. If you're looking for an eyeliner, I definitely recommend this. Now this mascara I actually really like too because it was a dry formula. It was easy to build. This is like two coats of mascara and I really like how my lashes look with it. As you guys know, I don't really like to wear falsies, so any mascara that can give me that look, I really like. And I feel like this did do a good job with that. So I will definitely keep on trying this. Overall, I feel like all the products really worked out well today. You've spent your money on it, you want it to work. And it's always scary when you're trying everything new because you don't know how it will turn out. You don't know how it will look at the end of the video. So I'm glad how it looks. It came out really nice. And that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever tried Joah products and if you like them or if you didn't like them. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it for today, and I will see you next time. Ciao.